What happens when two strong, high-profile women in Hollywood collide over creative honesty and the real cost of fame? The air inside Studio 6B that morning was so thick it felt like you could slice through it. Kelly Reilly, the bold and talented star of Yellowstone, sat across from Drew Barrymore for what was meant to be a cheerful, easygoing interview. But within just a few moments, the friendly exchange unraveled into one of the most intense and unforgettable live television moments ever seen. Before we dive into this incredible story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share in the comments which celebrity interview has left you the most shocked. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's about to unfold. That morning on the Drew Barrymore show started just like any other broadcast day. Kelly arrived ahead of schedule, her publicist close behind her, reminding her softly to stay on topic, promote the new season, and keep things light. The makeup team circled around her, dabbing foundation, brushing powder, adjusting every detail. Kelly sipped her coffee quietly, lost in thought. She'd done countless interviews before, but lately things felt different. More questions were digging into her private life, not her work. More curiosity about the woman than the craft. It was starting to wear on her. Then Drew entered, her usual burst of sunshine and energy lighting up the room. "Kelly, oh my gosh, I am such a huge fan. Yellowstone has completely taken over my weekends. And that finale, wow. I yelled at my TV for a full minute." Kelly smiled politely, though anyone who really knew her might have noticed the tension in her jaw. "Thank you, Drew. That's very kind of you. Are you ready?" Drew grinned. "I've got some fun questions. Nothing too deep, just girl talk." Her tone was playful, but something in it made Kelly's publicist glance up uneasily. When the two women finally walked onto the set, the crowd erupted in applause. Drew waved, her enthusiasm filling the studio. Kelly followed with a graceful nod, composed and reserved. The theme music played, cameras rolled, and Drew began, as smooth and confident as always. "Welcome back, everyone. Today, I am beyond thrilled to be joined by one of the most talented, fascinating actresses working right now. She's fierce, she's fearless, and she brings Beth Dutton to life on the hit show Yellowstone. Please welcome Kelly Reilly." The audience applauded loudly as Kelly settled into her seat, crossing her legs neatly and giving a polite smile. Drew leaned forward, her warmth filling the space between them. "Kelly, first, you look absolutely stunning. That jacket, wow. You've got to tell me, what's it like playing someone as intense and complex as Beth?" "Thank you," Kelly said, her calm British tone cutting through the buzz of the crowd. She's powerful, complicated, and shaped by tragedy, but she's not defined by it. She's strong because she refuses to surrender to pain. I think that's why people respond to her so much." Drew nodded eagerly. "She really does fight for what she believes in." "Speaking of fighting, there've been a few whispers about some tension on set. What's it actually like working with Kevin Costner and the rest of your cast?" Kelly's smile stayed fixed, but her body language changed ever so slightly. "The cast is wonderful," she said. "We've built a real family. That's important when you're telling stories about loyalty and legacy. Kevin brings so much depth to John Dutton. It's been an incredible experience working beside him." Drew clapped lightly. "That's so lovely. Family is everything, right? And speaking of family," Drew's eyes sparkled as she leaned in closer. "You're known for being pretty private, which I respect, but our viewers would love a little glimpse of who Kelly Reilly is off-screen. What's life like when you're not being the fierce Beth Dutton?" The question hung there a beat too long. Kelly's fingers curled slightly against the armrest. "I like to keep my personal life personal, Drew. I think my work speaks for itself." Drew laughed gently. "Of course. Totally understand. But the audience adores you. They feel like they know you through Beth. Maybe just a little something? Are you seeing anyone? Any plans for the future?" Kelly's publicist shifted anxiously backstage. This wasn't what they'd agreed on. The focus was supposed to be on Yellowstone, not on Kelly's romantic life. "I understand the curiosity," Kelly replied, her tone firm but calm. "But I think actors do their best work when they maintain a little mystery. I want people to see Beth, not headlines about me." Drew gave another light laugh, though it didn't sound as natural this time. "Mystery is great, but come on, we're all friends here. The audience just wants to feel close to you." "Close to what exactly?" Kelly asked, her voice sharper now. The air in the room shifted instantly. Drew blinked, caught off guard. Well, Drew said after a pause, close to your journey, to your story. My story, Kelly replied, her voice steady, is my work. The rest is mine. The silence in the studio grew heavier. Drew glanced quickly at her cue cards, forcing a bright smile. Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about work then. There's been some buzz about your contract negotiations for the next season. Some reports suggest a bit of drama behind the scenes. Anything you can clear up? Kelly's jaw tightened. Reports? From where? Oh, you know, industry talk, Drew said with a wave of her hand. Fans are just curious, they love Beth and want to make sure she'll be back. Industry talk, Kelly said slowly. You mean gossip? Drew hesitated. I mean reporting from entertainment journalists. Kelly leaned forward slightly. The same journalists who create stories out of thin air about my personal life? The same ones who turn normal business discussions into scandals just for views? Those journalists? The studio went quiet. Even the camera crew froze. Drew's producer made frantic gestures from the sidelines, unsure whether to intervene. Kelly, I'm just doing my job, Drew said carefully. I'm giving viewers what they want. And what do you think that is? Kelly asked calmly. They want the real you, Drew said softly. They want authenticity. They want to feel something genuine. Authenticity, Kelly repeated. Interesting word, coming from someone who's made a career out of rehearsed vulnerability. Tell me, Drew, when you cry about your divorces or your childhood trauma on this show, is that authenticity or performance? The studio went dead silent. Drew's practiced smile faded entirely. I share those things because I think they help people, Drew said slowly. Or because it helps your ratings, Kelly replied. Let's be honest. Audiences love to watch people break down. It makes them feel better about their own problems. That's not connection, that's consumption. Drew's cheeks flushed. That's not fair, she said tightly. I share because I've been through pain, and I want people to know they're not alone. Being human doesn't mean putting your pain on display for millions, Kelly said coolly. And it doesn't give you the right to expect others to do the same. You're not entitled to my life just because you've made yours public. I'm not expecting anything, Drew said defensively. This is a talk show. We talk. No, Kelly said, her tone growing sharper. You gossip, and you disguise it as connection. The audience sat frozen, unable to look away. Look, Drew said, trying to regain her composure. I understand wanting privacy, I really do. But you chose this life. With fame comes certain expectations. Expectations? Kelly's eyes glinted. So because I'm good at what I do, I owe strangers access to my private world? That's not how this works. It's not about owing anyone, Drew said softly. It's about giving people something real to hold on to. Kelly gave a short, humorless laugh. You want real? Real is me waking up before dawn, studying scripts, and pouring my soul into a role. Real is the work, the craft, not the person behind it. But people want to know the person, Drew said. They want to understand where the emotion comes from. They want that because people like you taught them to, Kelly said coldly. You built an industry that treats privacy like a marketing tool. You made it acceptable to trade people's secrets for engagement. That's not fair to my audience, Drew said quietly. They care about you. Caring about my work and prying into my private life are not the same thing, Kelly said. You blur that line every single day. Drew hesitated, then said quietly, I think you're being a little paranoid. The word hit like an explosion. Kelly sat still, her expression unreadable. Paranoid? Because I believe in boundaries? I didn't mean it that way, Drew said quickly. I just meant people are curious because they care. Not malicious, Kelly said. Just entitled. They think because they watch me, they own me. And shows like this teach them that's fine. Drew tried to steady her voice. I create a space where guests can open up if they want. By asking invasive questions? By pushing when someone says no? By calling them paranoid when they set limits? Kelly's voice grew sharper. That's not a safe space, Drew. That's pressure. The crowd sat completely silent, waiting. Maybe we should cut to commercial, Drew said weakly. No, Kelly replied firmly. You wanted authenticity. Here it is. The real me believes this format is toxic. Turning human pain into entertainment isn't vulnerability, it's exploitation. I'm here to talk about my work, not to bleed for ratings. Drew's face flushed. Then why did you come on the show? Kelly's look was piercing. Because I was told this would be a discussion about acting, storytelling, and craft. Because I thought you might actually care about the art, not the gossip. Clearly, I was mistaken. Drew tried to recover. Kelly, I do care about your craft. No, Kelly interrupted. You care about connecting my character's pain to my personal life. You want me to sell my experiences for your show. That's not caring, Drew. That's business. The tension was unbearable now. Drew's hands trembled slightly. I think this is all a misunderstanding, Drew said quietly. Is it? Kelly asked softly. Because this looks like exactly what I expected. Another interview that puts spectacle over substance. Kelly stood slowly, her composure unbroken. The camera crew scrambled to adjust. Kelly, please sit down, Drew said, panic creeping in. We can work this out. We already did, Kelly said calmly. We just don't agree. You believe fame means being open to everyone. I believe it means doing your work well. That's the difference. People will say you're hard to work with, Drew warned. Kelly paused, looking directly at her. Let them. I'd rather be called difficult than be consumed by this machine. I'd rather walk away with dignity than stay and perform vulnerability for applause. And with that, Kelly Reilly walked off the Drew Barrymore show set, leaving behind a stunned audience, a shaken host, and a moment that would go down in television history. It was one of the most honest, raw discussions about fame, boundaries, and authenticity ever seen on screen. What did you think of Kelly Reilly's stand? Was she right to protect her privacy, or do fans deserve to see more of the people they admire? Leave your thoughts below and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating celebrity moments that you won't find anywhere else.